Welcome back. There's a new young star on Broadway learning how to succeed in business without really trying. Nick Jonas of Jonas Brothers fame has taken over the role of the ambitious J. Pierpont Finch in the current revival of the 1961 musical comedy. On stage's Frank DeLella recently got the chance to chat with Jonas about his return to the Great White Way.
To see the cool, clear eyes of a seeker of wisdom and truth. Yet there's the slam, bang, tang, reminiscent of gin and vermouth. Oh, I believe in you. Oh, I believe in you.
Nick Jonas, welcome to On Stage. Congratulations on taking on Finch and How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying on Broadway.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
How does it feel to be back on Broadway?
It's an incredible feeling being back on Broadway. It's been a dream of mine for a while to come back and grace the Broadway stage again. And it is where I started as a child performer. I did 4 shows here in New York when I was a kid, and loved that experience.
Beauty and the Beast and Les Mis.
Les Mis, and a couple I did Sound of Music in New Jersey, and then Christmas Carol over at the Garden. So some more theater experience, but to be back on the Broadway stage is unbelievable, and to have it be this role in this show specifically is a dream come true.
Now, J. Pierpont Finch is an overambitious window washer. He starts his way off at the very bottom and works his way to the very top. Is there any of Finch in you, Nick Jonas?
Definitely. I think there's a bit of Finch in everybody. I think that's the great part about this character and about the fact that he, and specifically sometimes I think it's something that men can really connect with, and your focus to sort of rise to the top of whatever you're doing, there can be neglect. And and Finch is funny in that way where he's not rude to anybody on the way up. He never lies. He never cuts anybody down, but he's just so focused that other things don't matter as much until that moment when he realizes that he's in love, and it sort of changes his whole perspective, and then all of a sudden he's back to being focused on the work. And
Finch climbs the ladder thanks to a book, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, a book that teaches him how to climb his way to the top. If you, Nick Jonas, were writing a book on show business, because you've been very successful in that yourself, what would you include in that book?
There'd be a lot of things I would include. I'm very thankful to have had a now sort of, if we go back to my Broadway career, I started when I was 8, so I've been doing it for 11 years, give or take, and my brothers and I, and our journey started about 7, 8 years ago, and so I think that I've had a bit of time to learn a lot of things along the way, and as I've come into my own as a man, sort of tried to put them all into one thought, and that is, enjoy the ride, because it really is a crazy ride when you get going. And even the moments that seem sort of more challenging and difficult than others, you can look back on and see something great about it. And as long as you look at it with that kind of mentality, then I think you're in great shape. And the other thing that's helped all of my brothers and I in our journey is trying to remain humble and keep the right attitude. We're really fortunate to do what we love to do, and to have people that support us in that, and know that there are so many people who are way more talented than we are, not having that opportunity. And so we're blessed in that sense, and just doing what we love, and thankful to have people to support us.
Yeah. Speaking of your brothers, I was there on your opening night, and they were there too, as well as Joe Lesser, Frank Lesser's widow. Frank Lesser, of course, wrote the music to How to Succeed, one of the greatest scores of all time in terms of Broadway. What has your interaction been like with Joe? Because I know she's been very hands-on with this production. She
has been very hands-on, and she actually came and saw the show about 2 weeks ago again. So she came back, and she's amazing, such a beautiful spirit, and I think she was saying some really great things about loving hearing it all sung, and I'm so thankful that she came out and saw it twice already. So hopefully she'll come back again, and it's one of those scores that, as a singer, you just dream of, because the melodies are so beautiful and so tied into what we're saying as well.
You're a musical superstar outside of Broadway, yet you keep coming back to the theater. Recently you did the O2 Arena 25th anniversary production of Les Mis. You also did that in London on the West End. You played Marius. Of course, your roots are in Broadway. Why keep coming back to the theater? What's so attractive to you about the theater?
I think it's very rare that you have a platform and a stage where you can do acting, singing, and dancing, and be surrounded by other people who are so talented and have such an incredible work ethic and really love what they do, but know that it's also a job and that they have to give their best to it. And I think that really speaks to me as it is where I started. I think that's kind of the mentality that I carried over into recording and touring. It's just that, hard work does pay off, and it's important to do your best. And that's the mentality that theater people have. And also the thing that I love about theater people is that it really is a community. Mm-hmm. And when you make the effort to integrate yourself into it and, to be involved in the different things, I think it really is so rewarding because you make some great friends and you meet some really great and talented people.
Yeah, speaking of community, Smash is a new show on NBC about the Broadway community, the theater community here in New York. Neil Marin and Craig Zadan, of course, your producers on How to Succeed, recently had you on Smash. You played Lyle West, if I'm right,
yeah.
Right? Talk to me, what was that like doing Smash?
It was so much fun. It's such a great show, and there was so much Smash excitement when it first came out, and to see that it's continuing to really, just press ahead is amazing. And I loved seeing all my Twitter updates every time there was a new episode, waiting for mine, which was the 4th episode, the last one. And there was some great response from it. And the character's funny. He's a precocious, kind of, sort of just coming to a bunch of financial success. And Angelica Houston's character tries to get me to invest in Maryland, the workshop that they're doing. And I think Lyle is more excited about investing in Ivy Lynn herself, and
who is Broadway's Megan Hilty.
Yes, a good friend of mine. She's fantastic. In the show and off screen, we've had some really great conversations just about this whole ride that she's on and that this show is on, and I know that I've just been really interested to see what's changed for her in it all, and to see that she's got such a sort of a level head about it all is great, and this whole cast is just brilliant, and I think that they all shine in such a major way, and I think the show will be around for a while.
Fantastic. Well, for now, folks can see you in How to Succeed at the Al Hirschfeld Theater. Nick Jonas, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure.